Welcome back, artists. Today we are going to move on to the next section, which is color. So we're going to be using colored pencils for this, and your job is to use a warm and a cool gradient. I spent a little bit of time, and I think I might even do a little bit more erasing my pencil lines. I don't want the lead to kind of dull the color. Thankfully, I've pressed hard enough so the lines are still visible, but hopefully the lead is gone, so that's not going to cause an issue. I am deciding that I want to have the dark part at the top, so I'm going to do like the darkest color. I'm going to start with red, sort of as an outline here on this piece. And when you are coloring with colored pencil, the trick is to layer. I'm coloring pretty solid here. I'm trying to get rid of all of the white. But as I work away from this line, I'm going to lighten up my pressure, and I'm going to allow some of the paper to show through as well. Really is a buildup of color. If you color dark right away, it's going to be hard to change that color. So wherever you decide to do that, like I'm doing it right here, you just have to realize that that color is essentially going to stay. It's not going to be very easy to layer colors on top. But it's also important that you have really dark darks and really light colors, because that will draw the viewer's attention. So at this point, I feel like I want to transition from my red to another color. So I'm going to use some of this orange. So now I can go back and color it with the orange and fill in those spaces. Even though I'm going over those parts that was really dark, at first, it's not really changing the color. Where you can see some of the white is left over, that is where you see this color sort of blending in. And I am going to try to leave a space in the center so that I can go back in and build up with a little bit more yellow as well. And then maybe down here, in this bigger section, I'll press a little bit harder so that I can have a solid dark orange area in this space. And maybe I can transition more to the orange over here, get a little bit darker, but I still want to be leaving some space for the yellow. Maybe this part can be red to orange. So it's really just sort of the areas that you want to have the color. Remember, there's no right or wrong for this. You're just sort of experimenting with pressure and layering the colors. And I'll go back with some yellow in here. And you can see how that adds to those areas as well. Now here I have some solid yellow, but what I'm not really liking is how there's kind of, it's sort of a quick change from this orange to the yellow. So I'm going to need to go back and soften that up with some of my orange. So I'm going to go back in here with really light pressure, soften up this transition from the orange to the yellow. The goal here is to really have those smooth transitions. So you're going to want to work at that a little bit. is a little bit, I feel like that's a little bit more of a smoother transition. And then I'll just continue to finish up my section.